Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video. Today's gonna be another episode of our Magic Monday series that we got going on. I'm gonna be watching the second Harry Potter movie. I believe it is the Chamber of Secrets. I'm very, very excited about it. I honestly have zero recollection of everything that's going to happen in this movie because with this being part of my 100 films in 100 days series, I really want to focus on movies that I don't know a whole lot about. And that's pretty much the entirety of the Harry Potter franchise. I used to watch these a lot as a very small child. And if I'm being totally honest, every time my sisters would do a marathon, I'd watch the first one, I'd watch the last two. I do not really know what goes on from the second one to the sixth one. So this is the one that I'm probably going to be the most surprised by. So let's go ahead and watch it. I'm going to be watching it on HBO Max. And yeah, so I'm going to go put that on and I'll be right back with my initial thoughts, review, reaction, all that jazz.
Watching 100 films in 100 days.
Okay, overall, I think that this one, just like the first one, is a very solid movie. I think that for the most part, the visual effects really do a decent job of surviving the test of time. The giant snake at the end of the movie looks absolutely flawless. Like, it looks like an actual realistic snake. The spider sequence in the middle of the woods looks incredible. If you're somebody who's scared of snakes or spiders, this movie is not for you, though. Oh my god. There's a lot of really great sequences like that. But overall, I think that that's a whole lot of fun. I will say, some places where I think that this movie does significantly better than the original movie, I absolutely adore the comedy in this version. I think that the film for this one has a lot more funny jokes that really actually made me laugh out loud. I think that they do a really good job of kind of characterizing some of these characters a little bit more. I feel like in the first movie, obviously we kind of get the sense that Malfoy's not that great of a person, but in this one, he seems really terrible. I love the way that they say muggles and mudblood like it's a slur. I think that that's great. That's a really good way to kind of separate how the Malfoy family works versus, some of the other people in this, universe. I think that that's really interesting. That's definitely something I didn't understand as a kid watching these movies. And it's one thing that's really going to throw me off the more that I get into the series because, the way that they kind of have this symbolization of, for one, the house elves are slaves. That's crazy. That's an insane thing that's happening right now. We have the way that they treat mudbloods. What? Mudbloods? Am I even saying that right? But the way that they talk about muggles, they're beneath them, and the way that they talk about mudbloods and all that stuff, it definitely seems like it's supposed to be an allegory for racism, but it's really weird because J.K. Rowling herself isn't a great person. So it's you have all these interesting things that are themes of racism and different issues and stuff like that, and it's probably not actually that because the author themselves isn't that incredible of a person. So it's weird because it's this is nuanced, but it's also not. I'm confused. It's really interesting. I really like that. I think that that's fun. Once again, I like the way that this movie kind of ends with it feeling kind of like trials and the characters having to use different things that they've learned recently throughout this film. I like the fact that we're diving deeper into the fact that Harry can talk to snakes and hey, that's kind of an insane thing. Why can you do that? I love the little bits and pieces that we get of Voldemort in this movie. I really like the fact that these films have one giant overarching villain and the way that they're slowly and making him a very eerie and the man in the shadows, the man behind the curtain. Very cool. I think that they're absolutely nailing it with this. I'm so ready for him to show up and to be absolutely terrified of him. And everything with the Tom Riddle flashbacks are really cool. I love, do not remember how to pronounce his name. It's Gilroy, but the professor who's the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher who pretends he's really cool and he's done all these really cool magical adventures, and in reality he's just a silly little author who makes all these fictional books, and him actually having to be put into a position where he might have to be heroic. Obviously, he doesn't end up doing anything. He tries to threaten the kids, and he's just a giant scaredy cat. I love that twist. I remember as a kid really liking that character, and I don't know if it was because that's a fun twist, and that's such a silly thing to realize, oh, this guy's actually an idiot. He has no idea what the hell he's doing. But I love that. I think that that's fun. The idea of there being a person who pretends to be a really powerful wizard, because obviously who wouldn't want to pretend to be a really powerful wizard and stuff like that? You want to be respected, you want people to think you're awesome, but to actually be a fraud, that's cool. I like that. I think that that's a really fun character to just have, because in a world of magic and mischief, yeah, there's going to be some egotistical guys out there who are of course I'm a powerful wizard, duh. And then are they really? No. That's awesome. I love that. And just overall, I think that the world building in this movie has a lot of great moments like that as well. I love the fact that when we first see Harry go to the Weasley's household for the first time, and like they're talking about like it's not much, but it's home. But for him, like that's such a magical thing for Harry. He's seeing magic just being used around the kitchen, around the house. They have a bunch of like really cool elements of their living room and their kitchen and stuff that's like just magic being used casually in the day-to-day life. And that's new for Harry. He doesn't get to see that very often. So the fact that he's like looking at all these things and he's like thinking about how his life could be 10 times better if he could embrace that side of him, it's cool. I really love that. And I think that overall, everything with the Weasley family in here is fun. I love the introduction of the dad. And whenever, you know, you find out Fred and George stole the car so that they could kidnap Harry. And he's like, oh my God, you were able to take it that far? How did it go? How was the drive? How was this? How was that? And like the mom constantly yelling at just Ron and all of the family. It's such a fun family dynamic. They did such a brilliant job casting this family. They feel so realistic as a family, and I absolutely love it. I think that it's so easy to get endeared to that family and kind of wish that you could like, you wish you were friends with Ron and Fred and George so that you could, you know, go hang out with them and you could have a sleepover at their house. Like, they just seem like such a cool group of characters, and I love that. I think that that's awesome. So I really love that. I love a lot of the stuff that they did with Dopey throughout this movie. I think that the way that he's like, I need to protect Harry. I need to make sure Harry doesn't go to school. And he's doing it by basically trying to get Harry killed and putting him in like life or death situations where like if he doesn't, you know, fix whatever the problem is, he could potentially die. But Dopey's like, it's okay because once I threaten his life, he's going to leave. He's not going to go to Hogwarts. It's so silly. It's so fun. It's so over the top. I think that that's a lot of very fun hijinks and stuff that you could do in a movie about, you know, magical creatures and stuff like that. Once again, love Hagrid's character. He's the GOAT in all of these movies. As far as I'm concerned, he's absolutely fantastic. And so, yeah, overall, I had a really good time with this movie. I think it's a great time. I think that it's pretty on par with the first one. The nostalgic vibes are still there. I really love just, like, the way that these movies feel. They're so magical. And, I mean, a lot of that's to the score. I think that the score for these movies are absolutely incredible. I think that the visual effects, obviously, are fantastic for the times. Just everything about like, oh, here's the classrooms, here's where they're learning about these things, and the way that they do a good job of actually making it feel like a school year throughout the length of this film. It's such a fun time, and the overall set design is incredible. Once they make it into the Chamber of Secrets, really interesting. I also love the way that they unfold the mysteries throughout this movie, like with them like realizing, oh my God, Moaning Myrtle was there when the Chamber of Secrets was open the first time. She knows some things. We could go and talk to her. Really cool. The scene where they have to pretend to be Crabbe and Goyle so they can, you know, interrogate Draco. Really fun. One thing else that I really love about this movie over the first one, I obviously love Hermione. Think she's an incredible character, but she's a great example of a character who's too qualified, and every once in a while, in order for the movie to be interesting and for the main characters to have a big conflict that they need to solve, it helps if the really smart character who would solve it just like that isn't there. So I really love the fact that they have to, Ron and Harry, figure everything out without Hermione. I think that that's great. I love the way that this movie ended. So overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I think that for the most part, it's pretty properly rated. The Harry Potter movies so far have been awesome. Like, they're pretty great movies. I do genuinely really enjoy them. So if I had to give this movie a score on a scale of 1 to 100, I think I'm giving this one a solid 92, 93. This one, in my opinion, doesn't have any issues. Like, the first one, I think, has a couple of issues here and there, but for the most part, I genuinely love this movie, and I think that everything they're doing is so interesting and fascinating, and I'm just so much more anticipating the next one. Like, I just think that these are just slowly but surely getting better and better, and I'm intrigued. Like, I really don't think, so far, I don't think that there's going to be a movie that I'm going to really dislike. Like, unless there's, like, really weird character decisions soon, I'm loving this, and I think I'm going to continue to love it. So, yeah, that being said, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by and checking it out. I love and appreciate you guys so much watching. If you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. Remember, next Monday is when I'll be doing the next Harry Potter movie. The next 5 or 6 days are going to be other random movies, but I'll hopefully see you at least next Monday. Peace out. Bow.